Hey guys, it's Glenn from glenscarcollection.com, and this week I am driving the Maserati GranCabrio, and this car is gorgeous. We had one last summer as well, and I loved it. Last summer, the weather didn't cooperate. It rained every day. I think I took the top down for 15 minutes one night. That was pretty much it. But this week has been 88 to 91 degrees, and especially at night, it's been the perfect weather to drive the convertible. Now this has heated seats, cooled seats, even a neck scarf if you want to drive in early spring or the fall. Now this is a Trofeo version. There's different trims. There's a Modena version, a Trofeo version. So the Trofeo is the highest and greatest horsepower. All the trims except for the Folgari, which is totally electric, but the Trofeo, Modena, they share the same engine, which is the Nettuno engine, which is a 6-cylinder. Unfortunately, it's a 6-cylinder, not an 8-cylinder, so you don't get that great Maserati sound of yesteryear, but it's still a great engine. It's a twin turbocharged 3-liter 6, and we'll look at the engine in a second, producing in Trofeo trim 542 horsepower, 479 foot-pounds of torque. So off the top of my head, it was like 60 or 70 horsepower more than the trim before it, the Modena trim. So how do you know you bought the expensive Trofeo? Well, besides the badges that are on the car, you have a more aggressive front grille. Think almost like Porsche Sport Design, where you get the better front grille than the standard. You have a wider opening here. All versions still have the Trident. I believe the Trident is bigger on this version. You have this beautiful matte finish gray paint. It's not a wrap. I've been showing this car at car shows and Cars and Coffee. Everybody thinks it is a wrap. It is not a wrap. This is actually a paint. Paint's come a long way. Supposedly you can put these paints now in a car wash. I wouldn't do it if I owned this car. I wouldn't put this press loaner through a car wash. We have 6 piston calipers in front. Huge rear tires, 295 size tires. So Maserati is probably the only convertible, maybe the M8 BMW, that you can have 4 adults in the back seat. So I tried that last night, and the seating position, if you're like 5'5" to 5'6", I think you can have a 5'6" person in front with a 5'6" person behind them. So I'm 6 feet tall. This is my driving position, as you can see right here. That's the legroom. So I cannot sit behind myself, and I don't think anybody, even if they were 5'2", would fit behind me. But if you have a shorter significant other, spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, I think you can probably make this combination work. You got dual exhaust in the back here. Just a beautiful looking car. I'd love to see, you got a diffuser. I would love to see these cars in bright colors. I wish the press car was in a red or a yellow or an orange or an electric blue. I think that would be hot. So this is kind of understated. It's hard to get good views when your thumbnail is like a gray or a black car, because it just doesn't get the clicks of a bright colored car. You see Motor Trend do this all the time, where the press car they actually drive in the video is white or gray, but they do this for a couple Aston Martin videos, but the thumbnail of the video would be like a bright blue, electric blue or Gulf blue Aston Martin, and that would get all the clicks. So Trofeo version, besides all the badging, and they're throughout the car, that you bought the expensive one, you also get this carbon fiber lip on the bottom on both sides. This car starts at just over $200,000 as equipped, and this car is almost fully loaded. It may even be fully loaded. $231,000 including destination. So your rear passengers, besides them not having long legs, you do get 2 cup holders and a USB and a USB-C port so you can charge their phone. Sound system is very good. Now Maserati, McLaren, Lamborghini, they have the paddles fixed to the steering column. So you turn the wheel, that's why the paddle's so big. So I'm turning the wheel like this, all of a sudden I got to reach to downshift. I know exactly where it is. It's in the 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock position. My Panamera Turbo, for example, all my other cars are manual, but the Panamera Turbo has small paddles, but they turn. Porsche's, it goes on the steering wheel. So if the paddle is here to downshift while you're turning, it'll still be here to downshift. Your hand's down here in the 7 o'clock position, that's where the paddle is. When it's on the column, you got to remember 9 and 3. So the reason the paddle is longer, so you don't have to take your hands off the steering wheel. So let's look at a couple cool things inside, and then we'll start her up. We can do the top. Got a lot of speakers for this optional sound system. You got some storage here. This is how you open the door. And if that doesn't work, there's a backup switch here. Like Corvettes back in the day, they had trouble. This could fail. Say your battery goes dead. You have a mechanical switch to unlock it. So that's a good job, Maserati. So how do you know you bought the Trofeo and the GranCabrio, which is the convertible? Gran Turismo would be the coupe. That's how you know. All right, so I think we're gonna have to start the car up. So do I have to put my seatbelt on? I think so. Seatbelt is a little bit of a reach behind you. So let me try this, guys. Sorry about that. All right, so let's start her up and I'll show you some cool things. Start button right here in blue. All right, sounds good. That's how you know the car is locked, because when you lock it, the mirrors, at least, I'm sure there's a setting for this, automatically fold in. Maserati Trident symbol. Maserati has been around since 1914. That's amazing, right? All right, so we have our gauges here. Now we can play around with, turn this, and it goes to sport. If we're just turning this, it's automatically giving us the aggressive shocks, which is this button here. So it says sport. Try to get the camera to focus, So sport and shocks. So if we press this button again now, the shock will go away. Shock's usually a little too harsh, so I just drive around in sport. Now we can turn it again to the right, not pressing the button because the middle button's the shock button. We're gonna turn it to the right again, and now we have Corsa mode. But when we have Corsa mode, we lose electronic stability control. So for the purposes of this video, I'm gonna drive it in sport mode. And Corsa mode, as you can see here, Corsa mode does lower the car. So this is showing, I didn't know what that was. It shows the car and an arrow pointing down. All right, so then we're gonna go into sport mode by turning it to the left. Now we're gonna raise, and then we can even go in comfort mode, GT mode. So let's keep it in sport mode, what the heck. There's your Maserati. Unlike some other cars, it doesn't show the exact color of your car. Some of them show it. CarPlay was a little more difficult to hook up, to be honest, and it's dropped a couple times. So I'm going to try to shut the air off here, so just we don't get the. So a couple cool features. The clock. See the clock here? It's digital. Press the clock button. Now I have choices. It can be a clock. It can be a compass. It can be pedals, so you watch Formula One, how hard you're hitting the brake, how hard you're hitting the gas. Let's say I'm in park, hit the gas, say right there, brake, how hard I'm hitting the brake, a little bit, just like your Formula One telemetry, for example. Or, again, going back to the clock button, I can make it a G meter. So why don't we do, for this video, make it a G meter. You have your defrost buttons, those are easy to get to. The first time I had this car, when I had a version of this last year, I tried to drive it at night. I didn't know how to turn the headlights on. So you have to go into auto, and that's actually your headlights. Now, it's funny because the MC20 has a different switch, like for the headlights. Here you have to go into the menu. So you can do auto, on, off, whatever you want. You have heated and cooled seats, like we said. It's really hot out, so I'll put it cooled seats. You have a heated steering wheel. And this is probably the most difficult part of the car, which I wish they didn't have, the drive selector button. So we're in park. Here's reverse, which I was wondering where the birds are, and the birds are here now. You guys are late. Birds are here today. So this is the backup camera. You can see the Michigan plates, even though we're in New Jersey. That's where Maserati is headquartered. You have a 360 camera around you. You can do individual cameras, for example, like the doors. I think this does that, right? Maybe I'm doing something wrong, but I could have sworn it did that. Say if we open the door, will it show up on the camera? There we go. And it shows us how far the door would swing out. So in a tight parking space, for example. You have the sensors in the front, in the rear. Going to neutral. So the problem is here. See where my finger is? This button, which is drive and manual mode, is already sticking out. So when I first got this car a couple days ago, it was very difficult to go from reverse or into drive. So see, I'm still in reverse. I'm pressing the button. It took me 2 button presses to get to drive. Press the button more to the right, and that'll go into manual mode. Let's see, is it in manual mode? And it says M1. So now I actually have to shift with the paddles. The red line is about 6,500, and this car rips 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds. So we'll be driving this for about 4 days. Let me know your questions and I'll try to answer them in the next video. The next video will be a driving video. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. You get 8 videos a week from Glenn's Car Collection. You get a full-length review like this on Monday. You get a short video, I'll call it a half-length video. It's not a YouTube short. You'll get a shorter video on Friday, so Monday and Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern. And then you get YouTube shorts Tuesday through Sunday. Usually around 4 o'clock they hit. Sometime I think Sundays I do 2 o'clock because people are probably sitting around, you know, I don't know what they're doing on Sunday, so they seem to go earlier on a Sunday. So you get 8 videos a week, absolutely free, and the only way they're free is if you hit the subscribe button, notification bell. Leave a video what you think of this car, what do you think of the price, what do you think about the performance, would you get the Aston Martin or Bentley over this, would you get the M8, a cheaper alternative over this, or would you get this car? What do you think of Maserati going from 8 cylinders to 6 cylinders? And then leave a totally separate comment what car you want me to review next. A lot of times I get these cars because I have so many comments saying to review this car, I can go to the manufacturer or a dealer to get it. We are also on Instagram, Glenn's Car Collection, Facebook, Glenn's Car Collection, and we are also on TikTok as Glenn's Car Reviews. And anytime I say Glenn's for all of this, it's Glenn, so 2 N's and an S. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.